It's like that, don't like it. Hell yeah, I'm the coldest. We gotta start the episode with something real quick. I was listening to Gunna's song, right? Can't Fuck With Me. And it may be like top 3 on the album, bro, because it is actually a really good song. Like the way that it starts, bro, like, wait, not even the way that it starts, the second verse of that song is actually top tier. Like, let me get to the part. I need to get the lyrics. I don't know if this is season, but for my heart get colder. Gotta send it back cause like I all started over. I done got my movie, had to return a few shutters. Put your feet in my shoes, let this stand on my shoulders. Winter time and I said, hell yeah, I'm the coldest. Winter time in Iceland, hell yeah, I'm the coldest. Man, God done sent me back and it's like I started all over. Damn. I done got back moving, I had to return a few soldiers. Damn. I don't know if it's the season, but it feels like my heart's getting colder. Damn. Gunna's on a generational run. I'm starting now on episode 36. It's episode 36, right? It's episode 36 of the Perspective podcast. I'm starting talking about some Gunna talk. He's actually having a generational run. He really is having a generational run. Bro, if you really want your sponsors, yeah, if you really want to land that brand deal, bro, go to the gym, get wham. It will literally be fueled in you. You will just go crazy. Look at Gunna, bro. The cheat code is to literally get wham. And all these brand deals and all these like things with sponsors will just fly to you. Boski has a deal with Under Armour, and he's one of like the people that the ambassadors of Under Armour, and it's perfect. It all aligns for him to have that because he's been getting it to his gym bag. Him being in prison, locking into gym, and just getting into that bag is like the best investment that happened to him because now look, he's literally up and everything going on with Thug is making Thug look even more bad and Gunna look more up. Like the roles are literally switching even more because damn, like what's happening is crazy. And I saw I saw a tweet. I love Twitter during these things sometimes, you know, because it really is funny. It says basically, Gunna was doing a pre-pump workout for his VMA performance, and someone commented below saying Thug's pre-show pump up, and it's him just chatting on the phone because obviously everything that's been happening. That is actually really funny. Oh, with more of the W's that he's been having, someone's commented saying Gunna's moving like the 48 laws of power because he genuinely is, bro. Like he's actually having a generational run. Like I've not seen an artist have this much of a generational run since Kendrick, and that's actually factual. That's actually factual. Like he's having a proper generational run. Gunna needs to do a show in the UK or in Europe, not on no festival booking, an actual show, because I really want to see him perform. I think he's a good performer, and that would be sick to see him just do a show and just rock out. But yeah, nah, Gunna's having a generational run, especially during his VMA performance. That VMA performance is something that needed to happen because now watch, things are just gonna start growing into fruition with him and the way that he's going with his album rollout, because he's still on this rollout and it's still going up, period. So hey, shout out to him for all, because he's him, and it's it's motivational because you really can do it. And I know we're just here, but bro, I know we're not on Gunna's level, but we low-key are. Just because we're not Gunna or anyone don't mean that we can't not do it, you know what I mean? So always put yourself in a high regard. And I was reading the Bible yesterday actually, and I'm reading Deuteronomy, and it's saying a lot of, if you follow these commandments, if you do this, then it will all be yours. It is literally all yours, in arm's reach. It's just the way that you treat people. You don't even have to be religious. It's just the way that your heart posture is to others. If you treat people with kindness, humility, love, gentleness, faithfulness, selflessness, self-control, like if you have those attributes, bro, even if you're religious or not, everything will literally, maybe not everything, but the things that you hope for, the things that you want in life will literally be given to you, and no one can touch you. Like it even says in the Bible, like it says you, like the way you walk in your path will be for you, and no one will fight against you. Like no one will win against you because you've already won. So yeah, go with what you want to do and be that leader in a way that is serving others, because that is the purpose that, well, I believe that's my purpose, serving others while being the best version of myself. But you know, whatever you have, whatever gift you've been given, give it to others, because that is yours and you are loved and you are enough. You know, you will always win. Yes, there may be times where you will fail, and we all do. Like, I fail miserably quite a lot of times, but it's all about getting yourself back up and just having that confidence and faith. And I think saying it out loud as well really does cancel out all the hate, because there's so much stuff that is going on in your mind that it really just blind the way that you see things, because of how much negativity your mind is saying. But when you say it out loud, it really does stops your mind from actually thinking that, and it makes you act towards it. So when you're having them days, literally write down that, like, you are enough, or just write something down that's gonna bring you back up, and then get straight back to it, bro, because you are enough and you're always going to be winning, even if you may feel like it's enough. You putting in that action is, you've already won. You literally making your bed in the morning, you've already done enough. Like, even if you go on a walk or do something that is beneficial for your fulfillment, you've already done enough. So don't stop, keep going, because you are enough, and that's factual. So yeah, I hope this is actually motivating you. I hope this is motivating you, because this may be some things that I need to hear. I'll tell you on a big fact. I thought this may be very different to the podcast that we're moving out with music, whatever. But this time last year, I was like near enough depressed, bro. I'm not even lying. Like, it was depression. Was recently, yeah, just going through a difficult patch in my life. And then I remember I literally just right in bed watching the Weeknd Sao Paulo performance, when he brought out Carti to perform Timeless, and just his show where they did like all of that stuff, and when it was the rollout for his album Hurry Up Tomorrow. And I remember that period like it was yesterday. And then I remember hearing his song Dancing in the Flame. Bro, I was having that song on repeat. So that's probably why I like Hurry Up Tomorrow so much, because it's just, bro, The Weeknd really got me through that dark period, because I just kept listening to The Weeknd. Even though Dancing in the Flame isn't on the album, I still listen to it because it's just a memory. And yeah, I was actually so down bad, to the point that I wasn't even posting. I literally ghosted for like a couple weeks, because it was just not a good period. And during that time, you really just got to, those moments are important. Like, you really have to go back and start again, even if you're in rock bottom, and then get yourself back up, because a year later you will look back and be like, damn, we were really in that period and now we're actually doing okay. And it's motivation that you don't want to go back to how you was then, because those periods, bro, it is so sad. And I would never wish that on my worst enemy, not even on myself, bro, because that was actually so sad. And you just got to keep going, because it gets depressing out here. But those times are low-key comforting, because you just sitting doing nothing. But what is the point of life if you're not doing anything? You know what I mean? But you need those moments. It's like a factory reset. And yeah, it may be depression, but those moments are needed, so that when you're up, you realize, damn, okay, this is what it's about. And it's a testimony that if anyone's going through a dark period, just keep going, bro, because you're gonna look back and be like, who the fuck was this bum? You know what I mean? Like, who was this bum? But we all need those moments. So there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, even if you may feel like it's not there. It is going to be there, and that's fact. So yeah, little fun fact: I do be getting depressed sometimes, and I never was a type of guy to be depressed. So that was like a weird period for me to just have that emotion, or have those, just do those things, bro. Like, I was not even going to the gym. I was not doing anything. I was literally just chilling in bed, doing nothing. And when I had to go to work, I was going to work, coming back, and then just doing nothing, man. And you know, the saddest thing is, like, people would never know that. Like, you watching this would never know, because we literally go behind it through closed doors, and it's sad. It actually is sad. So anyone who's going through anything, bro, don't be afraid to message someone. Don't be afraid to even message me. You can message me on Instagram, message me on Instagram, Lima Temi, however you're feeling. If you're not feeling good, bro, send me a message, because, you know, mental health is important. And the last thing I want is for someone who taps into my content to actually feel bad. And I hope that this content that we do is making you feel better, because we all have that person that we cling on to when we're going through a dark period. So yeah, I hope that it's helping. And don't be afraid to message or just to say something, because you're not alone. I didn't have to move back after the retire view soldiers. Handing back in Iceman. Hell yeah, I'm the coldest. Man, Gunna's album. How are you guys feeling? Episode 36 of the Perspective Podcast. My name is Lima Temi. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, stay tuned, because every week we're going to keep getting better. And every week we're going to keep improving, making things more enjoyable for every listener that's tapping into the episodes, because that's the whole point. Want to make sure you guys stay in tune and that you're entertained. I'm still new to this because this is the whole point of a podcast. It's long term and it takes time. So as long as you enjoy the podcast, I'm grateful for every single person who taps in. Every week we're literally growing, and yeah, it's sick. But yeah, thank you for tapping in, and let's get into the episode, man. Today we're going to get straight into the elephant in the room, Iceman 3. We tapped into Iceman 3. And this is a fun fact. I've not tapped into all the other episodes of this Iceman or whatever episode that Drake is doing. But yeah, Drake dropped his Iceman live stream the other day, and he was in Milan. He was in Milan, Italy. I think so anyway. Yeah, he was in Italy. Bear in mind, I'd be fuming if I was watching Iceman stream live, because most of the time Drake is not even there, bro, because they're setting up something, or the audio or the camera team are setting something up, literally, or Drake is driving somewhere and no one's talking about anything. Literally nothing is happening. You're literally watching things of no one being there. You're just in, like, watching it. It's the definition of absolute theater. He's just sitting at an ice hockey area, ice hockey arena, and he gets a little phone call from Yeet, and they're just having a little conversation. Don't know what they're talking about. And then the next starts off with Drake on a drive, and he's just playing new songs. And he plays these 3 different songs. One that's like Molly Make Her Dance. Molly Make Her Dance. And then he has another one that has like a YT beat. It literally sounds like YT would sound good on that. And then there's another one where he's just chatting, saying that like he's on top now and everyone wanted him to fail, and he's really never gonna let go of that. Then it moves to like a restaurant area, and there's a bunch of 4 Pinocchios just sitting down, and then they get served ice. Revenge is best served cold. There's a lot of subliminals for this episode. How everyone is Pinocchio sitting down, and he really does portray the rap industry, that it may be some artist that he's talking about, or just anyone, that they all just be lying amongst themselves, just chatting shit, lying. And then after that, one of the Pinocchios wrote down legacy. And I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's Drake trying to say that this is his legacy that he's leading, but how can it be when it's the Pinocchios that are writing down legacy? Or maybe the Pinocchios are lying about this legacy that they are portraying, but everyone is just lying in this industry. But yeah, and then they throw away the ice, because Drake is always going to overthrow this legacy with his ice. So there's a lot of subliminals on this episode. There's a lot of like meanings that we just may not know yet until the album drops. And then there's like a little interlude where Drake is in the hotel with this girl. Everyone in the comments was saying that she looks like Madison Beer, but yeah, she was talent, I can't lie. And then the girl was watching Drake freestyle Molly Make Her Dance. She was laughing or some shit, literally. But it was literally like an interlude, and then it goes to a part where Drake goes to like a theater, and as he gets to the theater, he sits down, and everyone is like watching him. All these people are like watching over him while he's just sitting down. I'm telling you, it's absolute theater. Like, I genuinely don't think, I think he's intentional with that, and he was actually trying to make it an absolute theater, because the song in the background was also the song that he previewed during his Italy show from like his Instagram post. It sounds sick, bro. Them 808s were kicking. But anyway, yeah, that was sick how everyone was just like watching him while he's just sitting down, and this guy sits down with him, and it's like a mafia conversation or something. This literally just gives mafia vibes, because there's a part where it goes to like this cafe shop, and he's sitting down, and these mafia men are just like watching him. So it makes him seem like everyone's watching him, and he's turning very paranoid, because there's a section where he leaves the theater and he's just like walking around just looking, and everyone is very paranoid. I mean, he's very paranoid of everything that's happening, and it makes him seem very aware of what's going on. In as an artist, you know, an artist is always going to be paranoid to an extent because you don't know what's actually lurking and you don't know what's going to happen to you. So I think that may be the other subliminal that he's trying to portray with this Iceman episode. And then it gets to a point where it goes into the club and there's a little cameo from KD. KD is just standing there, and then you get into the club and then you see Yeet is performing his song. And bro, can I just say, the song Come and Go, Come and Go is actually a really good song, and I could not stop singing it all weekend. Like, you know, that part was like, I pop out in the city, go quick, go up, go down. Like, that part is catchy. But yeah, Come and Go is a really good song. There's like another song that Drake and Yeet have that they previewed, and it's another one's like Mali Make a Dance, and it's I think it's called Doghouse, and it also has a appearance from this, I don't know what her name is, but she's like an rock artist, this female artist, and she actually sounds really good. And yeah, she has a little intro section where she's just singing her heart out, bro. You know what I mean? Like, just singing her heart out, and then it breaks down to just Drake and Yeet just performing. And I think Drake is gonna drop it soon because he posted a picture of the song called Doghouse and tagged the emo rock artist and Yeet. So yeah, they may have something dropping either today or within the next couple of days or something. I don't know. We're about to see. But yeah, it's nice to see that Drake is still in this like dog house or for the dogs era. But when he's performing, bro, everyone literally just be barking, bro. Everyone just go, oh, 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 oh. That was embarrassing, bro. I just got secondhand embarrassment. And then that was the rest of the Iceman 3 episode. I didn't really watch the end of it. I watched up to I watched like an hour. It was an hour 30 minutes. I'm not willing to watch the rest of the episode. I can't lie to you. I mean, I had work to go to, so I was like, you know what? Let me just watch that, and then we're gonna carry on with our day. You know, make cocktails and just serve people while we're making drinks, man. That's what we be doing, bro. Serving drinks. That's what I'd be doing on the side, serving drinks, bro. It may not be what I want to do, but man. For the meantime, man, this is what I gotta be doing, man. It's not easy, but it's life. And it's an easy job, but I just... can this one opportunity just like happen so that our content work just goes clear? Because we can't keep doing this, bro. We can't keep doing this, but it's with the struggle and, you know, the struggle that we gotta go through to get to where it's destined for us, man. We gotta go through the trenches to see over the hill. And even if we're going through the trenches, the hill, and we're still seeing the horizon, we just gotta have that mindset. But yeah, mindset really does take you far. And yeah, that's what I do on the side. I work at a bar, and it may not be what I like, but you know, these investments are not gonna pay off itself. We literally have things down the line that I'm very excited for, but it's just about that time. A while back, I sent off this vinyl. Future Hendrix album. I sent it off to a viewer who watched my content in Italy. I sent it off to Italy, right? Very lit. Italy. People watch us in Italy. Sick. I sent it off, and yeah, bear in mind, I sent this off in June, July, around that period, and we've only just got it back in September. It did not end up going to the viewer, which is actually upsetting because, bro, I sent this off in perfect condition and now it has creases, bro. Like, you can't make this up. But that's besides the point. You know, it actually is upsetting that he didn't get the vinyl because I literally sent it off to his address. I put everything down. I told him to send me his address, and it did not work. It may have to only be for UK viewers with this because it did not go to him. But Future Hendrix is a top tier album. My favorite songs on this album is Hallucinating. That's my favorite Future song, period. Hallucinating. And then my second favorite is Incredible. Then you have Turn On Me. Then you have Sorry. Then you have Solo. Bro, you just have a lot of good songs. Testify, Coming Out Strong, My Collection. Like, you have bangers upon bangers on this album, and it does not get enough love. It does, but not the amount that it should be getting, because Hendrix is a top tier album, and then you only get Future self-titled, bro. And that is also a top tier album that does not get enough praise off the underrated songs. For example, songs like Might As Well. That is a banger and good dope. Top tier. Feds did the street, Feds did the street, Feds did the sweep, banger. There's another one. In My Room, Massage in My Room, fire. I was actually late onto that song. I did not realize that song was good until I listened to it again. But yeah, Future Hendrix, fire. I may have to send this album again, or if I'm gonna do vinyl giveaways, I'm gonna have to do it for people in the UK because, yeah, I don't want you to receive an album and it's creased up. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I'm deep in this. Went to Italy. That's actually crazy. Anywho, speaking of vinyls, I really want to get Loyal Corners at vinyl for hopefully, because I'll be so honest, that album is so good. I keep listening to the songs. I keep listening to the album, especially In My Mind. I know that song was a single, but it's just so good. Like, it really does remind me of summer. It has a summer feel to me. And I remember when the album dropped. Fun fact, when that album dropped, my goal was to listen to the album driving back from an interview. So it's like 30 degrees. It's boiling in the car. I was actually shooting a video for TikTok, me just reacting to the album. And that was when I was just listening to the album first time, driving back from my interview that I did not get. I did not get the job. It was for a sports therapy role at a gym. And I just remember driving on the motorway because the duration of the album was the same time that I'd get back home. So I was like, this is perfect. So I listened to the album and I was like, yo, this is sick. It took time for the song to grow on me, but we listened to it again. And then was just falling in love with it. And I kept listening to the album during peak summer. So that's why it reminds me of summer so much, because it also does give that feel of summer. And I appreciate the album a lot because it really makes you realize that, bro, just chill out, relax. Things are going to be okay. We all have messed up things that we go through in the past, or we all have problems. Just relax. Don't overthink. Just breathe. You're okay. Like, just keep going because we're all in our minds. We just have to keep stepping. But I genuinely do like the album and I'm willing to get the vinyl for it because, man, it's fire. It's crazy because I was in London the other day and I saw the vinyl. In my mind again. I hope we don't get copyrighted, but it's just such a good song. Shine like the fires underneath the... Man, that's such a good song, bro. Honestly, I fucking love that song. I love the whole album. My favourite song is In My Mind and Horcrux. Those ones there, fire. But yeah, man, Loyal Corner, if you see this, release more tickets for your tour because I want to see you perform. But no, they just sold out. They sold out before I was even properly tapped in. Now that I'm tapped into your music, they just sold out. You know what I mean? I can't get no tickets. Can't get no damn tickets. Speaking of concert tickets, The Weeknd and Playboi Carti are doing a show in UK. The venue that they're doing it is Wembley Stadium. The Weeknd and Playboi Carti show in Wembley Stadium before we even got Drake performing at Wembley, or before we even got Travis performing at Wembley. We got Wembley Stadium, Carti in Wembley Stadium before Travis is sickening. Wembley Stadium. And the thing is, like, because UK love Carti so much, like, I guarantee you majority of the people that are going to be at the show are probably going to be Carti fans. Of course, you got the Weeknd stands, but bro, they're going to go crazy for Carti. And it's going to be interesting to see how it's going to pan out because, bro, I just know that it's going to do a madness. It's going to do a madness, and I'm actually excited to see how things are going to go because I want to go. I haven't got tickets. I think they come out this week, but yeah, that's going to be a crazy tour. And then Carti has his Antagonist tour that he's doing, which is starting in October in America. Hopefully he does a UK tour because that would be sick. And this Antagonist tour actually better happen because he low-key fumbled the bag not doing it last time because that would have been a good rollout before the album. But everything happens for a reason because he actually has dropped an album. So you could either be mad, but hey, I'd rather go to a tour hearing new music that you've dropped because of an album than you still playing the same whole lot of Red songs, you know? So, hey, you just have to wait and we are here for that. And then we also have Radiohead. Radiohead are doing their tour. You cannot make this up. The moment we do a Radiohead reaction or just tap into their music, they say that they're doing a tour. And we may have to go to that tour because I actually like Radiohead. especially what's the album called? I don't know. The colorful one. The colorful one. The colorful one. Yeah, I like that album, especially the song "All I Need" or "Reckoner." Yeah, but anyway, we may need to see Radiohead, get into our rock era in terms of artists that we see live. We've seen a couple rock artists or rock bands, except Coldplay. I'm still pissed that we didn't get tickets to see Coldplay. Like, that actually still spins my head. But hey, we may have to. This is so random and all over the place. But we may have to go see Radiohead during their tour. We've been doing this series on our TikTok at Lee Matemi. Go and tap in. We've been doing this series on our TikTok where we just tap into bands. For example, we did one last week where we tapped into Stone Roses and it blew up. And we did another one with the Smiths. People appreciate that. We did one of Blur. People appreciate that. And it's mad how people are living these experiences of listening to the artists through me, because I've never heard these I've heard of them, but I've never listened to their music before. I've definitely never heard of Stone Roses or never heard of the Smiths. We heard of Blur, but anyway, we were tapping into these artists, and I love how these people get to appreciate these artists through me to an extent, because of course they've heard it millions of times, but I've never heard it. It's like they're listening to these songs for the first time through me, and that's actually sick. And that's what we're here to do, man. Like, I'm here to give these experiences to others, not for my own benefit, but for everyone watching, because that's what it's all about. The music is deeper than just music. Like, there's a feeling, there's that nostalgic feeling from when you were teens. Like, I'm in my early 20s, so it's a perfect time to actually tap into these songs, because these are the times where the viewers that watch these videos that are older, they were at my type of age when they were watching or listening to these artists or going to their shows, and it's sick that they get to experience that through me. And the comments are actually wholesome, so I'm very grateful for the love, because I never thought that we'd actually be tapping into these bands. It's mad because, bro, I appreciate my mom so much, because she was that type of person that would be like, tap into all these different artists, because you can't just keep doing rap R&B, because it can only take you so far to an extent. If you do these different artists, bro, watch how things will just keep going. And she was correct, and I was a bit hesitant to do that, because I was thinking, damn, if I do this, will this lose my my audience? And I didn't really see the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is literally what my mom said. And the second we start to do that, it goes up. And it really started because of us tapping into Oasis. So shout out to Oasis. And then who else did we do? We did Radiohead, and then we did Arctic Monkeys, and then we kept getting a comment from this viewer. I forgot his name. He kept saying to do Stone Roses, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's just do Stone Roses. So from that, and then it just lead up from there, and then we just keep getting new suggestions, and we're just going to keep doing that and growing, because you never know what's going to take us. Who knows? These artists will know who we are. You know what I mean? So, hey, this is sick, and I'm very grateful for something to just create off music, something that I love to do off music. It's very effortless. Like, I could do this in my sleep, honestly. And it's mental, because the week before I was having such a horror week in terms of just the work that was putting out, because it weren't really do well. I was actually getting frustrated, and then during that frustration, we figure out, why don't we just do that, and it picks up from there. So if you're feeling frustrated in life, bro, just keep going, because something will pick up and it will work out in your favor. So yeah, just keep going and keep striving, because I never would have thought that we'd actually have people who care about our content. And then to make it even better, we're even getting bands commenting on our video of Northside. We may have to tap into their music, because I don't know who Northside are, but hey, yeah, that's sick. So yeah, who knows, bro? We're literally just tapping into bands. But yeah, and then sometimes I'm that type of guy that I compare sometimes, and I know that's bad, but I have tendencies where I just compare. I like to do fitness and fashion content, and then sometimes I just think, okay, we can do that. And when we do that and continue to do that, the videos don't really do that well, and I get a bit annoyed thinking, damn, why is it not doing that well? And then like, it really is that comparing, like, but they're doing well when they do that, and they do well when they do that, but why isn't mine not doing well? And it's like, you can't really have everything, and it really makes you realize that that value that is the best for you is going to work, period. And mine just happens to be music, However, I don't want to settle for just that. You know, I choose not to settle for just one thing. I'm open to many different things. That's why I love to do so many different things. Like the other day, we literally did a marathon, and that was like one of the best, well, half marathon, over a half marathon. And that was one of the best things we did. We literally saw our manager that we used to work with when we used to work at Villa. Basically, I did a half marathon running from my house to Aston Villa Stadium, Villa Park. I don't know why I said that, Villa Park. And it was very wholesome. Like, it was sick. And that was a sick encounter because I've not seen her in years, in like 2-3 years. And the fact that she still remembered me, and the fact that she literally said she tapped into our content. So, hey, we're up now. Our old managers are tapping into our videos, bro. Who would have thunk it? But yeah, it's nice to see that the people that, you know, are actually tapped into our work. But yeah, going on a run was something because it's sick. And then yesterday, I was on a walk, and then I know this episode is not really that much music today, but I just have so much to talk about. I was on a walk, and then it was raining, and then there was this old man that was just like vlogging. And then I was literally thinking, bro, this like documenting your life and just creating content is timeless, because if he's doing that, bro, I'm telling you, that's gonna be me when I'm older. I'm literally gonna be vlogging, we'll be doing this podcast, if not once a week, once a month or something. Like, I genuinely believe that I'm tied down to this podcast perspective stuff because it's deeper than me. Like, the way that I saw him just vlogging, and he was happy, and he was literally like just having the time of his life, bro. Like, it's things like that that makes you realize, bro, do what you love to do, because no one can take that away from you. Like, just stick with it, bro, because it's timeless. But yeah, this documenting your life, vlogging, bro, it's sick. And no matter how old you are, you can do it. No matter if you start later, no matter if you start earlier, bro, like, it is yours, and take it, just run with it. Facts. I'm gonna just tap into the music that I've been listening to quite recently. And bro, my Spotify like songs is like changing so much, especially while we're tapping into all these different artists recently, bro. So I'm listening to this artist called Samba. He released an album the other day called I Barely Know You. Sick. And my favorite song on there is Crushing and I Wish I Knew How to Quit You. Fire. And then I'm listening to Zach Bryan. Fire. And then I'm listening to Stone Roses. Like, bro, we're actually tapping into these artists. And then randomly, I don't know how, but I was listening to Oasis audiobook, and then they mentioned the Beatles, and then randomly the Beatles started playing, and I like their album, bro. I like their album Abbey Road. Like, I was literally listening to the song Sun King, Here Comes the Sun, Oh Darling. Like, those songs there are fire, especially Oh Darling. That song is fire. And then Unorthodox from Ratch 32 because of the sample Fool's Gold from the Stone Roses. I'm still amazed that that is the sample. Like, I did not realize. And then listening to Cortina's Not 19 Forever. Whoever put me onto that, you're him. And then The Smiths, There Is a Light That Never Goes Out, fire. And then I was listening to this song by Sam Fender. It's called Last to Make It Home. Bro, it's so fire. I did not realize how good it is, but yeah, those songs there, sick. And then you got Don Toliver, who released his song Tiramisu. Who would have thunk it? I've actually never heard that snippet before, so it was nice to hear that for the first time. And then Rema's releasing his song. He's dropped it called Fun. And then Tame Impala, he's got his album coming out, and he released a song called Loser, and it's actually sick. I don't really listen to Tame Impala. I maybe should tap into him soon, or his album, because I know that he's got a good discography. But yeah, Tame Impala and just all those artists there, fire. And we're tapping into all these different artists because there's just a lot of music out there, and it's sick. Although the old music is good, we also should tap into new music, because it's good to just have that fresh ears and just tap into different things. You don't want to be stuck too much into the past. And I think that's what not a lot, but quite a few people can do that. When I'm speaking to people about what music to listen to, they always, not always, but some people always say, I just listen to old music or just old stuff. And is that because you're too clinged onto the old music, or you just can't bother to listen to the new stuff? I do understand that nothing is going to beat the nostalgia or the old music that you listen to, but the music now is evolving and is actually getting better depending on the artist that you listen to. Of course, sometimes the authenticity is never going to be the same, and just the vibe is always going to be better previously. But bro, open your ears, to new music and just tap into that, because you don't want to just be tapping into old stuff. You don't want to be an old head. You know what I mean? You don't. You do not. This is going to be a South Africa update. We still have not got tickets for Travis's tour. They're still £38. I may have to risk it. I was actually very skeptical about going because, hear me out. So I did not realize that when I'm in Zimbabwe, right, I was meant to be coming back on the day that Travis is performing. However, my day got moved to I come back home on the 13th, and then we rang the airline and they said that our flight is missing, something like our flight is being cancelled. So then I'm now staying till the 16th of October. That means I'm going to be in Zim for 3 weeks. That also means we will be literally in Africa 100% during the time where Travis is doing his show. That also means that we could go to South Africa, come back to Zim, and still have our time there before we go back to London. So I'm thinking, I'm generally considering to do it, because the way that it's actually been handed to us, it's being handed to us, literally being handed to us, and these opportunities do not happen often. So it may be that time, I'll be so honest, but yeah. I've been watching Travis's show. He did a show in Sao Paulo, and his energy is actually just there, and he's actually clear, bro. He's really clear. I hope that the set list stays the same. Instead of him doing All My Decide, he did The Wizard, which is actually fire, but I would have rather hear All My Decide. Actually, I would have rather hear Astro Thunder or Impossible, or even just Apple Pie, or even just Sweet. But yeah, it's crazy how all of that stuff is happening with his tour, and you can tell his energy is actually going crazy. But yeah, it's nice to see Travis just performing and having fun. You can tell that his energy's back and he's just enjoying performing. And these Utopia rocks, bro, they're just not stopping. They're just not stopping, bro. They just keep going. Broski's been doing this Utopia Mountain Rock since 2023. We're in 2025. We're in the last quarter of 2025 now. I hope that this year is the last year of this Utopia Mountain Rock, and then moves on to something else, you know what I mean? But it is good to see that it has good longevity, because it clearly does show that, you know what I mean? How is everyone doing though? I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're getting the workouts going. I hope you're going on a walk, speaking to your people, getting yourself out there, doing every little thing you can. It don't matter how big or small it is, I hope you're taking care of yourself. Because as you spoke about earlier, about the times where you're just mentally drained and just not going through a good phase, bro, I just hope and pray that you're just doing the best that you can. Keep going, don't stop. I know I say that a lot, but it's very important. It can be so easy to be discouraged because of what others are doing, and you just feel like you're not doing enough. But trust me, you are more than enough, and you are growing. You are doing more than enough, bro. Just stand up, do something, go on a walk, do something that you can go to sleep and be like, yeah, we completed it. We did that. It's a success. And don't forget to give, because when you give, you get back in return. And it's not just to get something back in return. It's that feeling that you've made someone's day, or you've done something right. And yeah, that's a message to say. Make sure you're just doing the best that you can at all times, no matter how difficult it is, and fight through the emotion of that feeling, because sometimes your feelings can just be deceiving. You may want to have that feeling of not wanting to do it, but in the long run, it makes sense to do because you'll feel better. So yeah, don't always listen to your feelings, because it can also be an enemy. Realistically, the biggest enemy in this world is low-key your mind, but you just have to tackle that. Put your armor on, put your armor, your belt, your waist plate, your helmet, get your sword, get your shoes, and rock out, bro, because there's spirits out here that are out to get you. But you just have to keep going and keep striving, because you are him, and you're always going to find a way. You're always going to keep growing. Nothing is ever going to stop you. Remember what I said earlier, just keep going. And yeah, that's life, man. Difficult, but we always get it. It is my birthday in 2 weeks, and I can't wait. I'm actually excited. Next week, we got something coming up. This week, we have something coming up too, but it's just about timing. And yeah, I'm grateful that you guys are tapping into the episodes. We're going to be 23 during our next episode. Wait, no, we won't. We will be 22, but yeah, we'll do a birthday special for something. But yeah, one question before we leave the episode. If anyone could comment what things you want to see for the next episode for us to improve, or what topics you want us to talk about, because that's the whole point of just perspective. We want to open up your perspective onto different things or new perspectives. You know, you can do anything all about your perspective. So just thank you for tapping in, and don't forget to comment any suggestions for any topics that you want to see. Thank you for tapping in again. Episode 36. Take it easy on yourself. Take care of yourself. Keep striving. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week.